Excuse me. Can I interview you two for my YouTube channel?
Okay.
I can?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. You heard what I said, right?
Yeah.
I can interview you for my YouTube channel? Okay, cool. Let me tell you what it's about. It's about your feet and mental health.
Okay.
Yeah? So what I do is my YouTube channel is about basically teaching other foot photographers and other guys who like women's feet about how to get over anxiety and like communicating to women to see what your opinion is of your feet and how you feel about guys that like women's feet. That's all.
Okay.
Okay? All right, cool. It'll be about 10 minutes. Sunlight is there, perfect. All right. So, what just happened just now? How do we get to this moment?
You saw us passing by.
Uh-huh.
That was it, really.
Right. And then I asked you to do a YouTube interview. You said yes. Why'd you say yes?
Nothing better to do. We're just here enjoying the view. We're just having fun.
Just having fun? All right. How do y'all feel about the subject matter?
It's okay, I guess.
It's okay?
Yeah.
Do you either of you have a therapist?
No.
No? Okay. How do you feel about your feet, your own feet?
I think mine look funny.
You look just funny?
Yeah.
Why do you think they look funny?
My big toe is like pretty big, and then my pinky toe is smushed, so that's why.
So your big toe is longer than the rest of your toes?
No, not longer. I think it's just bigger.
It's just bigger.
Yeah.
So you think that looks funny? Okay, what about you?
For me,
Yeah.
I feel like they just look uneven. Like, you know, like when you paint them, like usually like it's like square or like
Squarish.
mine is just kind of like slanted, not super slanted, but it's just like where.
Okay.
So I'm just like, oh well. So I don't really paint like my feet or like my nails on my feet.
Okay. Have you ever been complimented?
No. 'Cause
No.
I don't really wear like sandals
Always
or like
covered.
You always cover your feet? Why is that? Are you insecure?
No, or like we went out like a couple times and I wear sandals, but like that's it. Only if we're not walking a lot like this. You know?
Okay. Okay, if a guy gave you a compliment about your feet, how would you feel about that?
like oh, you have sick toes, or like.
Well, like, yeah, I mean, in any way, like, you know, you have pretty feet or I like your feet. They look nice, they're cute toes, whatever.
I think context. Is
Context?
Really important.
They
Yeah.
like look kind of like like you know you like feet, but like I feel like if people just like feet, I don't have a big problem with it. It's
Yeah.
just, like, their own thing.
Okay. Okay, how do you feel about guys that like women's feet, like into women's feet, have an attraction towards women's feet?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just how people are attracted to different things.
Or like shoulders or like
Like
girls
hands.
like hands.
Yeah.
Girls like guys' hands, like when they're like baby or like super like
Buff.
You're the third person I've heard say that. Is that like a common thing with women to like hands?
Yeah.
Really? Wow. So with guys, it's feet, because that's a common thing with guys, is to like women's feet. I've never heard guys talk about liking women's hands that often, but I hear women talking about liking
I guess
hands.
that they're like piano players.
It's like they're like long and slender, I guess, and like they have like nice nails and stuff.
Okay. So you appreciate guys that get like manicures and everything?
Yeah,
Things
it's
like that?
self-care. They take care of themselves.
Got you. Got you. Okay. So would you be receptive to like getting foot massage from a guy? Like a guy who wants to rub on them, kiss on them, smell on them, lick on them, all that?
Like my boyfriend, like a significant other, yeah, but not like some random person.
Right. But you would be open to it? Because there's some girls that like have phobias of having their feet touched, being grounded. They don't like being grounded. I've interviewed women that don't like being grounded to the ground.
I mean, it depends.
Like I feel like if I'm gonna go get like a massage and like have to do my feet, then I wouldn't really mind because it's part of like the package or like whatever like what I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's just like to that extent. Like if it's anything else, I think it's just like I'm good.
Really? So what's the worst that could happen from that?
What's that package?
Yeah.
I don't really know. I just never really thought about it. I guess.
Okay. Let me tell you how my YouTube channel came about. So my therapist taught me about DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy. Are you familiar?
No.
So if someone is suffering from anxiety, let's say you have a fear of approaching strangers, DBT will advise you to go out and to approach strangers over and over again. Put yourself in that position where you're going to feel those uncomfortable feelings, and when you do a self-assessment, and you ask yourself, is anything life-threatening in this situation? If there's not a threat to my health or safety, then you act opposite to those negative emotions, and you engage and just live in the moment and expect a positive outcome to happen so that you can get the most out of life. So that's the pretty much foundation of it. So I've always had an attraction to women's feet, and there are guys out there that like women's feet, just like there are girls that like guys' hands. But with some guys, they may have like a hesitance to tell women that or to be open about it, because sometimes the concept of it is kind of associated with something being strange or weird. So my channel is about interviewing different women to see what your reaction is. How do you feel about guys that like women's feet, so they can pretty much anticipate different behaviors. Some women are open to it, some women are closed to it, so they can get a variety of reactions. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, it's just bringing awareness and just like
Getting rid of the stigma. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. Can we see what your feet look like? Bare feet?
No, sorry.
Okay. It's hard to take off my shoes, so I don't want to like untie it.
You don't want to take your shoes off, socks off? Why not? What's the worst that could happen?
No, not for a YouTube video. No thanks.
Not for a YouTube video?
No.
So thousands and thousands of people seeing your feet, that would be what? What would that do to your...
Terrible.
That would be terrible.
Yeah, I
Really?
don't want people to like say, hey, is that your feet in this video? No, it's not.
Really? So you could you imagine a positive outcome of it happening?
No.
No?
Mine are kinda... Oh, you saw them last night?
Yeah.
What about you? Could you imagine something positive coming out of it?
I mean, if like people like see it and like they understand, like, oh, like it's not like a bad thing, then I don't see anything wrong with it.
So can you show your feet?
Can I show my feet?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good.
Still good, huh?
Yeah.
All right then. Wrapping things up, from beginning to end, what did you think about the interview and the experience?
It was super comfy. Yeah, comfy.
It was
I
comfy?
didn't feel uncomfortable. It's just people having conversations about topics. That's it.
Okay. Is there anything about the interview that could have been better? Any suggestions, refinements that should be made to make it more pleasurable? No?
This is fine. I think it's just like almost like a one-to-one conversation about it's like talking to your friend about like, oh yeah, like about this topic, and then you just kind of just move on and just
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and energy, both of you two. Any parting words?
Good luck. I mean, I hope that people see it and like become more aware about guys like liking girls' feet, and like they don't have to be scared about it.
Feet aren't that weird.
Yeah, honestly, like we actually like talk about feet.
We
a
talk
lot.
about feet
Really?
a lot.
Yeah, we're just like, oh, I see your toes.
Really?
So let me see your toes.
Okay. Very interesting.
Yeah.
All right then. Well, thank you very much. Take care, both of you. Enjoy the rest of your day.